I read this book called The Alabaster Girl. It's been a while now, probably almost 10 years ago now. Wowzers. And it's one of the most beautiful books I think I've ever read in my entire life. Um, and the book is about it's a man writing for women, and the setting is a man gets on a train ride. It's the only way he'll accept this interview is with the train. So the woman is interviewing him about a book, and the man says, "I know more about women than women know about themselves, and I know what women want more than they know what they want, etc." And it's like it's purposefully mischievous. Like he understands that it's almost like how dare you, how dare you say something like that, and the energy is something like yeah, how dare I? You know what I mean? Like he understands it's the coyness and it plays perfectly with the entire theme of the book. And someone's mentioned to me recently how hopeless romantics are a thing of the past and that the newest generation. Um, Anywho, the statement was that there is such thing as a hopeless romantic, and I thought in my head the first phrase that came to my head was there's no such thing as a hopeless romantic because romantics will always have hope. And one of the things that I learned from this book and just going through life in general is this idea of beauty and romantics and romanticizing. And the thing I learned about hopeless romantics and how to become more beautiful and what is beauty and how do we perceive beauty and how do we seek out beauty and what it means to be beautiful, what it means to be a romantic. And you know what it is? You know why romantics will never be alone? Because a romantic is someone that does not try to become beautiful. They're not. They're something that seek beauty. Like someone who is a beautiful person isn't beautiful because of what they look like or necessarily. It's what they seek out. It's what they try to find. It's the questions that they ask. It's the things they want to see and the things they want to experience. Um, a romantic who romanticizes things will see clouds looming over a mountain, and they'll see the contrast between the sunlight and the darkness and the promise of rain and what the rain brings, and they'll smell the smell of wet dirt, freshly wet dirt, which actually has its own name. I can't remember what the name is. um, it, it's the ability to see nuance in anything and anyone that no one else sees. And that's what we look for, specifically that no one else sees, and still find the beauty in that. And someone who has the ability to, and it's a refined practice. Some people come, like all things, I'm sure some people are able to do this more easily than others, but it is a refined thing. And I feel like this is important in this spiritual realm. I think I was watching an Aaron Dottie video or something like that, and he was talking about like degrees of emotion, one of those like anger is down here and happiness, and you know what I mean. And it's like I wasn't vibing with it. You know what I mean? First of all, I didn't like the idea that it's like anger is down here and happiness is up here. It is and it isn't. You know what I mean? But it's almost too. It doesn't allow room for nuance. It's good on the surface, and if you're having a bad day and you hear something like that, the fact that you are armed with more things to make your life better makes you feel good as it should, but there's no play, there's no fun, there's no dance in there. And that's what romanticizing is. That's what beauty is. Right? That's what I don't even want to say that's what love is, but I would say that's what beauty is. That's what romanticizing is. It's the ability to see even anger and be able to romanticize it. And we do this shit all the time. Artists do this all the time, whether it's a musician or a painter or a sculptor or a poet. They take they take everything, anything, and make it beautiful. By skill, by talent, by perception, by the ability to see the looming storm cloud and be like, oh, and be enlivened with it, being a beautiful person is about seeking out beauty. There was one passage in it, and it resonated so much with me when I read it. There's that word resonate, right? The synchronistic or harmonious vibrations of neighboring objects. I resonated with this, and he said what he loved most about this woman that he was seeing um, was her nervous quirks that she would get when she was making him dinner, because they first started dating, and they were nervous, and she wanted to impress him with her cooking, and he could care less about the cooking. What he admired was that she cared so much to make him happy with her cooking, and how that showed on her body, how it creased the side of her lips, or how she pulled on her hair out of frustration. Those things people do when they think no one's looking. And to see that, but to be a fly on the wall, not to interact with it, not to change the way someone is or the way a woman is, but to try to see how that person operates when they don't think anyone's watching. And that and when the beauty comes through in that sort of lens, it's so much more magical, and it brings such a caliber of experience to the witnessing party, to the one who's seeking out the beauty, you know. And you don't go to that person and say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." Oh, God, it's a quiet appreciation, like a flower. You see a beautiful flower, you're not gonna pick it. Leave it alone, because it dies if you pick it. I remember I was with my friend. We got back to my house, and she parked in the parking spot, and her window was down, and there was a hibiscus flower. There was a hibiscus bush, and there was a big old flower just on a long ass branch, and it hit the windshield and fell right into the truck, and it was literally brushing her. This beautiful red hibiscus flower was just brushing up against her cheek when she put the vehicle in park. And she was just so happy. We're like, "Oh my God, this is so dope!" And she was going to pick it, and I was like, "Wait, no! Don't pick the flower." She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, This is one of the most beautiful natural moments we'll have all week, all month. You know what I mean? Like, let her ride. You know what I mean? Beauty's there to be appreciated, not captured, not held. And I think that's what makes a person beautiful. That's what makes a person romantic, or the ability to romanticize, is the ability to glance upon nature in its raw, beautiful form, terrifying or not, and just leave it. Just look to the sky and go, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you for allowing such a thing to exist." You have your woman. It's like thank you for having a woman exist as beautiful as this. You know what I mean? Thank you. It's like, I don't want to do anything with it. I don't want to touch it. I don't even need to go near her. Like, just the fact that something like that exists in the world, and then they all have their own specific kind. Just the fact that such beauty is out there is enough for the romantic to come alive, to die happy. And it's funny, because you would think the opposite. Like, if you see beauty, or you want to romanticize something, a lover or a thing or an object or a place, you want it. You want to consume it. You want to eat it. Like, you want to devour it. And you often do. You often do. Don't get me wrong. We often do. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. But this is what beauty is. This is the ability to romance. This is why the romantic will never be alone. Because when you have the ability to empathize with something at will, you're never truly alone. As long as you have the ability to have a meaningful, intimate conversation with somebody, a sincere, meaningful, intimate conversation with somebody, no strings attached, no expectations, no desire to devour or consume the thing that you love so much. If you have that ability, you will be the most beautiful person on the planet. On the planet. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know where this speech came from, but I'm glad it came, and I'm glad you heard. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We have more cool videos. We have lots of cool things coming through. We do cool tarot readings, and we dive into hermetics, and we make audiobooks. We do the thing. Thanks for the support. Please consider supporting. We have a little donation button literally built into YouTube now, right underneath it. It has like a little dollar symbol or something like that. Or the Patreon if you guys want to hop on special lives and stuff like that. Um, please consider supporting, or thank you for even considering supporting. I appreciate it. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace out.